How's it going, Real Dealers? Just a reminder to check out our new clothing brand, Real Dealers Club. Me and Terrell are expanding our message to the world with our assortment of t shirts, masks, accessories, hoodies, and sweaters to put our brand on a global level. Make sure to follow the storefront on Instagram at Real Dealers Club, and also make sure to check us out on Teespring. Link to the storefront will be in the description, so make sure to go support our brand and become a true real dealer. Thank you for tuning into our podcast, and as always, make sure to keep it real. How's it going, real dealers? It is your
Uh,
man, Phil Paul,
and I'm Terrell Bird.
and welcome to another episode of the Real Deal Bros
Good Bird.
podcast. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's been like 2 weeks since we did the live stream, right?
Yeah, it has actually. It has been 2.5 weeks actually.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We if you tuned in last week to our live stream, yeah, definitely a great episode. Talk about the youth involvement and the Black Lives Matter movement. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whenever you get the chance, please make sure to go check out that live stream. Even though you probably weren't live with it, you can still go check it out. It's on the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
channel. And yeah, and also we want to make a very big announcement as well. So if you follow either me or Terrell on Instagram, we just started our own clothing brand called the Real Dealers Club. And
Yes.
yeah, we just want to put that out. We also want to make sure you guys go check out our clothing line and check out our clothes and t-shirts. We got t-shirts, masks, hoodies,
Phone
sweaters, phone
cases,
cases, like everything from that. A lot of cool
fanny
artwork.
packs,
Mm,
recyclable, reusable bags.
yeah, a lot of cool artwork and designs done by me and Terrell. And yeah, just make sure to go check us out. Make sure to go support the store. And definitely. It's actually been pretty fun. Yeah, we just came up with the idea recently, and they're like, hey, why not make our own clothing brand? Kind of spread our message of what it means to be a real dealer. So yeah,
Absolutely.
we just want to let you guys know that the store is now open. Like, you also follow the store on Instagram. It's at the Real Dealers Club, or just at Real Dealers Club. Yeah, so make sure to go check us out. Our storefront is on teespring.com. If you go to our Instagram page, the link to the storefront is in the bio. So make sure to go check us out and see which designs you want to look at, and do your best, the best you can to join the club. So yeah, we just want to put that announcement out for you. But yeah, we got a pretty good episode for you guys today. Today episode, based on the title, is called "The Ghost President of the United States." Um, as you might know, 2020 and man, some year, huh, Terrell? 2020.
Ooh, it's pretty big one. One of the most interesting out of all the decades. It's far more interesting in 2009. I'll give them that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, 2009, we were saying like the world was gonna come to an end, but hey, that's where 11 years later we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
I don't know. It does, in a case, feel like some of the world is dying slowly, obviously, with the COVID-19 pandemic, and really, just really what's been going on here in America, on American soil. We're having to deal with COVID, like a recession, like the Black Lives Matter movement. So much going on, like so much social paranoia happening in America, and really the icing on the cake of all of this, and really the hopefully the like the something that could be the big change for what happens in America is obviously the 2020 presidential campaign.
Yeah, and I find it interesting that now that we're going into like we're almost finished with 2020 going into 2021, it's going to be a pretty interesting campaign indeed. I mean, we got Biden, Kanye West, Donald Trump. I think Biden might have this one in the bag. I could be wrong. I'm a little nervous.
And man, like I think we're all nervous with this one because really, I don't know. I feel like this has been kind of an odd year to have an election, just in
Mm-hmm.
spite with everything that's been going on. And these politicians and these candidates, they're getting so much thrown on their plates that like they're kind of running out of ideas to make change happen. And like even with the politician that's going to be like soon to be the leader of the free world, even when he or she does get elected, they're still going to have these problems on their plate. And like and by the time like the election comes and goes, those problems are going to add up, and just going to become a glutton for problems. So I,
Yeah. And on that note, given the social climate of today, voters are going to be feeling a little on edge given the fact of
mm,
what's going on right now, like at this very moment. You know what I mean? I am
mm,
not really sure on how to explain it without, sounding a bit on edge, but yeah, it is a peculiar time indeed, especially for, young people who really do want to go out and vote.
right. And also just to highlight the candidates and their motives for campaigning. And like I've been able to do some research on just the ways that Biden, Trump, and Kanye have been campaigning for their elections or their campaigns. And I actually want to point a few things out, and just to highlight, not like kind of like do like an unbiased evaluation of how candidates are promoting themselves in order to be elected into office. So
Hmm.
I think like one thing that we're gonna start off with is how each candidate has their website set up. So I'll start off with Joe Biden. Um, so when I was looking at Joe Biden's website, I noticed that he like whoever his website designer is, or how he's been able to create his website. He has a lot of detailed information and plans and initiatives that he's willing to put in, and really express as much as he can as far as how he's going to handle COVID, or like how he's going to deal with racial injustice in the country, or like having opportunities for all minorities and all people in the United States. He has a
Hmm.
very detailed plan, like paragraph by paragraph. He gives highlight plans for what he wants to do when he's president. And I feel like him just doing that, it started giving me a sign saying, okay, so he has a plan, and yeah, he's given like, and he's detailed in the best way that he can for how he's going to promote it to his voters or his potential voters in regards to him being elected.
Hmm.
Yeah, like Biden, yeah, he does have that to his game. You tell that he's very organized, and the people that are supporting him, they have a lot of organized information like that's been just conformed all in one to the website. And yeah, I
Hmm.
feel like that's an advantage. It proves that he's organized. He has people that are ones to organize all this information for him, and I feel like that's a main plus and a huge advantage for him to win this election.
Yes. On top of his experience, given the fact that he was also the former vice president to Barack Obama as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and just political experience alone, that's already an add bonus compared to the other two candidates that don't have political experience. Well, the exception of Trump, with him already being president for 4 years. Before he won in 2016, he had zero political experience, and really the only experience that he had was just being an entrepreneur, being a business mogul, and whatnot. But yeah, just with Biden and his experience as like holding office, that's already adding to his chances of winning.
Hmm.
Now, I want to move on to Donald Trump's website. So, again, like I'm not being like I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can in describing each candidate's websites, as far as,
Hmm.
because I've done the research and I've took my time and looked at each one of their websites just to see what they have to offer, and just to like obtain as much information as I can about their plans and running for office. Now, to go on the Trump's website, he really how his website is operated. He tries to make everything. He like just to make it short. He tries to make everything, or he makes you go down a rabbit hole and trying to find information on what his plans are if he does get reelected.
Hmm.
Because I was trying to find out, oh, like, does he have like any plans for how he's gonna battle COVID? Does he have any plans for how he's gonna help minorities in America, like health, immigration policies, or anything like that. But really, like it's also like there's also people saying that, oh well, like he's kind of already living out his plans that he wants to put into place. But remember, Trump did have a few things to not get passed through the Senate. So like it's either he's gonna have to alter his plans or he's just gonna have to find another route to take. But just by looking at his website, there's not really a lot of information or leaked information as far as his plans are when he does get reelected, and
Mhm.
plan like a 2020 to 2024 plan. And most of the stuff that you can find is just like a lot of archive articles for what he's done and or all the legislations that he's passed, like from last year, from the year before. Again, like no future plans from what I've saw. And like
Mhm.
there's even pages for his coalitions. Like coalitions are like the support groups that stand behind a candidate. So there's like on Trump's website, there's a coalition called Latinos for Trump, or Black voters for Trump, or evangelicals for Trump, Catholics for Trump, cats for Trump, dogs for Trump, whatever. And it's just there's a lot like, and even on those websites, when you go to the coalition websites, you can't really find any information for why these people are behind him, or what his future plans are for that said group. And
Mhm.
and I just it doesn't really seem as organized or as detailed as Biden's website is, because again, Biden, he had like a set list of paragraphs, and he had plans. I mean, like viewers, like real dealers, like whenever you get the chance to look at Biden's website or Trump's website, definitely do so, because I'm not lying when I say this. Like each website has a different level of information and organization, and like again, like just go check out their websites and try to prove me wrong, because what you're gonna find, like everything that I'm saying now, is really accurate. Like Biden
Mhm.
has an organized website. Trump makes you go down a rabbit hole to find information that he has planned for his next election. And like just to and just to clear that up, I'm gonna move on to Kanye's web campaign website. But trick question or trick answer: Kanye doesn't even have a campaign website set up yet. so so yeah, like obviously I can't really say give any information about Kanye's plan for him to run for election. But I don't know, Terrell, like what do you think about all that?
I mean, the fact that Kanye West is trying to run for president and then not really run for president, that's a little suspect, don't you think? I mean,
Mm,
does he even have any experience at all?
none.
I
Like
mean,
I mean, the guy's a rapper.
I think the only two, maybe one, the only candidate I can say who has like real experience is Joe Biden. And I'm saying that without a bias
Hmm.
because one, he knows that with voters, he has to take into consideration on how enthusiastic they really are. Is the voter as enthusiastic about the campaign just as much as he is? Will the voter go out and actually vote for him? Will he actually put in a ballot? Whether or not, I mean, that's chances of Kanye West going into office is real slim, like really slim, like almost minuscule to me. I'm I'm not sure how others will feel about that because it's just way too peculiar this year.
Yeah, again, like this is a very odd this is a very odd situation. I feel like as a country, we've kind of shied away from trusting people with experience and going on to adding more worship to the celebrities and the well-known personnel that we know as Americans. And
Mm-hmm.
that's already a bad look, because I mean, if you go to other countries, I mean, well, actually, if you think about it, as far as like other countries, I think Manny Pacquiao, a famous boxer. I think he holds a seat in office as far as politics in the Philippines. I don't exactly remember what seat he holds. I think he's a governor of like one of the provinces over in the Philippines or something like that.
Is it
But
Manila or no?
what?
Is it Manila or no? Because I've heard about that.
I don't know if it's Manila. It probably is, but yeah, like I mean, just like besides him, you go to other countries, you don't really hear a lot about famous celebrities in those countries running for office. I feel like really in the United States, that's where you could find most of it. And you go back to people from the past that never really had any political experience, or that have still became president. I'll use like examples would be like Dwight D. Eisenhower. Never had any political experience. Like all he did, he served in the army, and
Mm-hmm.
once he got out, he thought like, hey, let me run for president, and he winds up winning his election. Or well, not Ronald Reagan, because Ronald Reagan was governor of California at one point. And like of course, like before his political career, he was a movie actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like but he still had some experience before he went up to the big stage. He had the bigger chair. But
One moment.
yeah, Terrell stepping
But
away.
yes.
But yeah, yeah, but like yeah, I just don't really see as Terrell's like handling something. Yeah, I don't really see a lot of political or a lot of emphasis on political experience as far as trying to run for office, because it's been proven with Donald Trump, or it's proven with Dwight D. Eisenhower in the '50s. And yeah, I guess I'm really the type of person that values somebody with experience, and values somebody that has been there, has done that, has signed on papers and signed all laws to be changed or fixed or updated. And I just feel like I don't know, like Kanye, he's just not really the best guy to be, putting all our hope behind as far as trying to run a nation of 330 million people. And I mean, I would say the same for Trump. Well, even if he is trying to get reelected, it's again, it's just about what you're going to bring to the table. I mean, Biden, he's already brought what he's going to bring to the table. I mean, again, go check out their websites, people. Like, I'm not kidding you when I say that Biden has a set list of paragraphs, or if Trump makes you go down a rabbit hole. I've been there, like I've done the research. I know what it looks like. I mean, all like you could go prove that for yourselves as well. And yeah, I guess it's a really good time to just it's a good time to be updated about what's going on in the world. I mean, with the BLM movement, there's been a lot of just a lot of focus on a lot of laws changes. I mean, there's statues getting torn down. There's Confederate flags being taken down. There's laws being changed. There's acts being put into place. And there's a lot of information that's going out. There's a lot of you know things that are being changed as far as trying to build better lives for minority groups, and really for Black people, because that's what the movement has been behind. And it's not just a sign of saying, oh, Black people are trying to take over America. No, it's not that at all. Like what they're trying to do is they're trying to make everybody feel fair in America. It's just that their group hasn't been given the fairness that they deserve as far as being in America. Yeah, yeah, man. Like I just think that Kanye, because here's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with Kanye announcing, like last week on 4th of July, he announced that he's running for office. But in my theory is set up as a pyramid scheme where Kanye is just doing this to grab the votes from young voters and millennials into thinking that Kanye is actually running for president. But in reality, Kanye is just pulling those votes just to add those votes to Trump's campaign or Trump's voter
Mm-hmm.
count. Because like you look at all the old stuff and Kanye's relations with Trump, like they're pretty much best buddies. And Kanye said that 2016, yeah, like yeah, he stood behind Donald Trump and he supports him. But you fast forward to this year, he's being put in a position where I have to grab the votes from the Black population. But in reality, like I'm using this to give it to my buddy Donald over here, and it's just all bad. It's not really set up in a way where Kanye's in it to win it. He's just trying to help Trump in any way he can, and I feel like yeah, that's kind of pathetic. Just trying to pull some votes to give some votes. That's the motive for the Republican Party right now.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is it true that Donald Trump helped Kanye out of debt? Because I've heard that rumor before, and I kind of laughed for a little bit because I know it couldn't be true. So I'm just asking out of curiosity. Is that true?
I don't know if that's true. I mean, like to be honest, I didn't even know if that happened. Like all I know is that they're real good friends, and they they tend to have similar morals, and I just think, well, like I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, from a marketing standpoint, I'm kind of feeling scared for the first time voters, because there's a lot of first time voters, like 18 years old, you turn 18, like hey, you're gonna be eligible to vote, and knowing that it's election year, and maybe some of those first time voters, they might not have the best knowledge for politics per se.
Mm-hmm.
But now since it is their time to have that focus, it kind of scares me thinking that Kanye is actually running for president, because I feel like a young person's gonna make a dumb move and like vote for Kanye as like a joke or something.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's gonna be bad. So that's why me and Terrell are here to educate these first time voters that are watching this, that hey, make sure you do your research on the candidates before you go cast your votes in November, because
And also make, oh, sorry about that. And
no,
also
go
make
ahead.
sure you know where to vote, like what county, um, what district you're in. Make sure you know exactly where you can go in order to ensure your spot into your voting poll.
Yeah, because we don't want to have the mistake where we vote the wrong guy in the office, and then they come out and say like, oh well, I voted for Kanye and I expected this to happen when this actually happened, or I voted for
Mm-hmm.
Biden and I expected this to happen, but this actually happened. Yeah, so first time voters or young voters, make sure to do your research on who you think is the best candidate. Do
Mm-hmm.
some reading. I mean, that's one thing my mom is always saying, that a lot of young people aren't doing nowadays, or like people that are fighting in the or protesting in the Black Lives Matter movement. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're asking people, oh, to change the name on the school or change the names in like a shopping mall or whatever, like to a black leader, not knowing the history of what those leaders were doing. So because like people aren't reading, like they're not reading about this stuff. They're just asking, oh, like let's just change the name and that's it. Well, you gotta do the research, because you never know, that person like that you're changing the name to, that person probably could have done something shady in their past, and you're gonna make the mistake of changing the name to that person when you don't even know what that person even did. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
make sure to go out and read, kids. Like reading is like the power that moves the world. So
And
make sure you do.
please,
Make sure you read.
please do your research. Like, if you don't do your research and find out the exact details of what you need to know, it will be a big mistake.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, well, I thought we could do this as like a joke or talk about this. What if Biden like fought fire with fire? You know, like say if Biden got because again, like he still wants to fulfill his promise of getting a woman to be vice president with him.
Mhm.
Say if Biden you like found like went up to like a famous female celebrity, or famous female personnel. I was like, hey, how about you run as vice president with me? and and like she agrees to it. Like say for example, like if Biden had Beyonce as his vice president candidate, or if he had Oprah Winfrey as vice president candidate. I mean, that would turn some heads, right? And that would cast some
Mhm.
votes. But I mean, again, like yeah, he should he should
And
fight fire with Trump. If that's the
and it
plan.
will enhance like more publicity for both him and whoever he wants to invite. Then that would only add like more publicity and more knowledge to the public to like see that he's open, like he's progressive, like he wants to share progress with not only America but with the world in general. and also to us as young people.
Right. But again, I don't think Biden is thinking about that. Again, like, it seems like he's a person that values political experience, kind of like, like how
Mm-hmm.
I value political experience when I'm going out and vote and deciding who I want to run my country. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's strange. Maybe Biden could possibly try something like that, but again, this is just a hypothetical. I doubt that he'll probably get Beyonce or Oprah Winfrey to run for him, like especially like even with how good it might be for his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just doubt that would ever happen. I guess Trump again he's celebrity driven and he's business focused, so he's really the only one that could be like fit for that goal or that tactic. Again, like Biden, he likes to play it old school. Again, the
Yeah.
old school hasn't caught up with the new school yet. So yeah, that's just my thought on
Mm-hmm.
that. But
And also on the, oh, you go ahead.
yeah, also like I just think that Trump is kind of shifting his focus as far as his politics. Again,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like no, he's not taking he hasn't really been taking COVID as seriously as people want him to, and
I
that's a
was
big
just
problem.
gonna lead up with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
um, I feel like between with COVID-19 and how it's going to be handled, and especially the top two candidates, Trump and Biden, I feel like Trump doesn't really have, he hasn't really focused much on COVID, on like handling the COVID pandemic in America itself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have like the step-by-step process into how to handle it. I don't even think he knows what to do. I'm just saying. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Disclaimer, I am not biased. I'm saying that, something has to be done one way or another. And with Biden, with his campaign, I mean, you've seen his website. This guy is
Mm-hmm.
extremely particular about the details, especially with factors that we never even thought about. And I'm going to play devil's advocate. Oh, I'm going to handle COVID-19 by enforcing that everyone wear a mask. Question: what mask are you going to make them wear? Are you going to make them wear a cloth mask? Are you going to make them wear the standard N95 mask? Are you going to make them wear, I don't know, a gas mask? I mean, what mask are you talking about? Secondly, how are you going to get the medical equipment to all medical personnel and to the people that need it the most? Thirdly of all, how are you going to get the ventilation? How are you going to get ventilators to those who has caught COVID? And what do you plan to do for those who come from a low income family? Like, what do you plan on doing for those who come from a low income family who has caught COVID but just trying to go to work? And I feel like Biden has prepared for that to the max.
Mm-hmm. He has. Like think about it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like for every press conference or rally or whatever that Biden has done, you see him walking in with a mask on. And like with Trump, he never wears a mask. Like not at his rallies, not at his press conferences. He never has one on.
And he wonders why most of his staff members have COVID.
I mean, it's odd for me to say that. It's odd for him to say that he's beating COVID when about a third of the country is dying slowly from the virus. That he should have had solved back in January or February.
Mm-hmm.
And and I feel like again, like he doesn't have a set plan for what he's going to do when he does get reelected, because people already think that, oh well, he's already living his plan, so why does he need to revise his plans for if he does get reelected? I mean, well, I'm pretty sure Obama had to revise a few things with his campaign when he was reelected, when he won a second term,
Mm-hmm.
because again, like yeah, like people saw Obama as yeah, this is the guy that he has set plans, he's willing to do everything he can to put those plans into fruition, and
Mm-hmm.
like even if he is running again, you do have to revise a few things in your campaign that you weren't able to, or you didn't announce in your last campaign. I mean, like it's like say a baseball team. Like
Mhm.
a baseball team knows what player they're gonna sign or where they need to improve to win the World Series. Like yeah, like they had a plan for they say they had like a 2 year plan. Okay, we're gonna focus more on pitching, we're gonna focus more on defense, and trying to scout players and develop talent for those positions. Now, after those 2 years are up and they still haven't won the championship, or say if they did win the championship, now you got to think about how you're going to repeat. Like, are you going to put more emphasis behind hitting, or are you going to put more emphasis behind how you feel? Like,
All
what's
right.
the move? So yeah, I just think for a president to be elected, they need to have a set plan for how they're going to battle the issues that are currently happening now. You know, COVID being the big one, and the social justice being a big one. You know, you
Mhm.
look at the COVID cases and thousands, and like they're reaching in the thousands in certain states. You know, states like Florida, Georgia, California, Texas, Tennessee, etc. I mean, I found out yesterday that California set a record high of cases tested positive in a single day. Yeah, record. Again, I don't know the
Oh
exact number,
wow.
but I heard it was a record. And
And I think Florida and Texas have became like new epicenters of COVID. Am I correct?
hmm yeah, I was just looking at a map earlier, and I saw that most of the East Coast, they've kind of calmed down because cases have spiked over there, and like those states are like slightly in the green as far as no cases are popping up anymore,
Mhm.
while most of the southeast, the southwest, and most of the west coast is still in the red as far as cases.
Mhm.
Again, that's just again, I just feel like it's just people being ignorant about the rules and about the guidelines because Newsom said that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, he said that it was mandatory for people to wear masks whenever they step out of their homes, like whether you're going to
Mhm.
the store, whether you're going to the park, like going anywhere. Like if you're out the
Even
house,
when going to the restaurant.
you gotta put one of these on. And
Mhm.
there's a certain way you gotta put it on too. So
Over your nose.
because people have been putting them on the wrong way. So just to give you a demonstration of how you have to put it on, here's a look at how you have to do it. See? So got it on. See, look, it's covering my nose, covering
Mhm.
my mouth,
Mhm.
like none of this, and definitely
Wait,
not any of this. So
nothing that.
you
I
gotta
saw a
like,
guy wear it on his forehead. I
oh
kid you
my,
not.
like a
I
headband.
kid you not. Yeah.
Oh my
But notice,
gosh.
like the correct way that you place it on, you get a better seal, which means you get far better protection. It may be a
hmm
little hard to breathe, but you're getting far better protection. You're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. You're contributing.
See, look at this. I don't understand why people can't just do this when they go to the store. I don't
Because
get it. And again,
you
people
know
get
what? You know what? My guess, my theory is that some just aren't really educated and some just choose not to.
and that's why I think I should probably just wear this for the whole show just to make a point. So yeah, so I just think that again, like this is a big issue, and if people don't change their ways and trying to just respect the laws and not having to affect other people, you know,
Hmm.
that like we're gonna move forward. Like, and this virus could be over by next year. Hope that should be the goal. Have this virus be over by next year, so we can just go back to normal, and I can see a smile again. You know, that's
Absolutely.
what I think should happen because because in my case, but just the way that I think about this whole virus thing, or people ignoring the mask guidelines, I think it should be considered like a suicide attempt as far as people not going out to wear a mask because not only are you putting yourself at harm, you're also putting other people that you come close to at harm as well. So
Hmm.
not only would it be considered a suicide attempt, but also be considered a murder attempt, or not maybe not a murder attempt, but like a just like a homicide or attempted homicide or something. I don't know,
Hmm. The
but
attempt to infect.
yeah. But yeah, I just feel like that should be the goal. And also, I need to see a president to, you know, walk into a press conference or walk into a meeting with a mask on, just to prove a point, like saying, hey, you know, like vote for me so I can fight this and I can get these masks off our faces because I have a plan
Hmm.
for it. That's what Biden's been doing because like every press conference you see Biden walk into, you got like you see him wearing a mask. Trump doesn't
Mm-hmm.
wear a mask. That's been proved. I mean, go to any go watch any clip of Trump walking into a press conference room, and you see like you can see his entire face. Now, like look at a clip of Biden walking into a room, you can see him got a mask covered all on his face
Mm-hmm.
because he knows what's up, and like
And he has fun too.
even with him being at an older age, he's already at high risk of catching it. So Trump and Biden, they're not that far off. I think Biden is. Hold on, let me see what how old is Trump? Trump, like I know they're in their 70s. Okay, here we go. Trump is 74 years old now. Joe Biden, he is 3 years older than him, making him 77. So they're both at high risk, and one's doing the right, one's doing the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
At least like that's what they want you to think. Like like in my opinion, and people that are taking COVID seriously, Biden's in the right. Now, for people that aren't taking COVID seriously, like Trump's in the wrong. That's been proven. So for people that are refusing to not wear a mask, you're in the wrong because of what the president's demonstrating, knowing that the president hasn't been doing the best job of handling the situation and has also, again, he's watching a third of his country die
Mm-hmm.
slowly from a virus that he could have cured. Biden, on the other hand, he's doing what needs to be done. He's setting an example of leadership and setting an example of professionalism. He wears a
Mm-hmm.
mask. He tells people, or like he reminds people, hey, COVID is still serious. COVID is still happening. Trump
Mm-hmm.
is saying that, oh, COVID, like we beat COVID, like COVID's gone. Like, well, it's still here. I mean, again, look at the cases. Look at the cases. They're still happening. They're still popping up. So for me to make this as
And they're
serious as I
increasing
can,
by the day too.
yeah, like they keep increasing. Yeah, like that. Like there's no spike in the states. Like there's not even a spike in my state, and I still see people walking around with no mask on. I'm like, well, I'm looking at them like what the heck are you doing? Like, dude, come on. Like it's like this is still here.
And what's worse, I see people that always cough in their hands and always touch different surfaces, and I never see anyone decontaminate that said surface.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a problem, man. That's a problem.
And to me, that's extremely problematic because with me, I have like a full box of purple examination gloves, those plastic gloves. So that way, when I touch any surface, I even have like hand sanitizer on deck along with my mask. To me, that's part of my EDC. That's my everyday carry for COVID-19.
I like that EDC.
Yeah,
Like
the
that.
EDC, everyday carry for like COVID-19, a mask, your ID, your hand sanitizer, a pair of gloves, two pairs if you can. Or if you're not able to access any gloves, have hand sanitizer on you with at least 60 to 90% alcohol. To
Mm.
90%, if that. Like, for me, my hand sanitizer is like almost 100%. So I'm like within 99.9% alcohol range. That's part of that should be like part of the EDC, your everyday carry. Because I've seen even little children without mask on. Like,
Mm.
so point is, wear a mask, wash your hands, do everything in your power to like make sure you don't catch COVID as well. And even like look up symptoms because I know there are symptoms of COVID as well. I always like double check myself every day, even after I come outside. And
And
I know, oh, sorry. And
yeah,
I
when
also
when
know,
I say that nobody's immune to it, I mean nobody's immune to it. I mean, like if you've been following us for a minute now, you know that me and Terrell were huge NASCAR fans, and last week Jimmy Johnson, probably most fittest guy in NASCAR, was out with COVID for like he missed the race because he tested positive with COVID. Now, if you like go look at Jimmy Johnson's workout regimen, you can tell that he's a pretty fit guy.
mm-hmm,
Even the fittest people, like I work out, me and Terrell work out, but even the fittest people know that they're not immune to COVID.
no.
So don't say that you're immune to it because I have a healthy body, because it could catch like I mean, there's professional athletes who work out every day that have
Mm-hmm.
caught COVID. I mean, look at Rudy Gobert, like in NBA player, like he caught COVID back in March when it started to spread, and he still hasn't recovered from it yet. So, and like I mean, I just want people to take this more seriously so we can get this over with. Because
Absolutely.
obviously, like we got to recognize the essential workers and also the scientists who are working in these labs day and night just to find a cure for this. When there's some people out there that haven't been doing their part by wearing a mask, practicing social distancing, and going out to the parties, going out to clubs, or doing like God knows what with their social life, and
Mm-hmm.
still not doing the smallest thing in order to stay safe and or not to keep in order to keep themselves safe and for other people to stay safe. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you just gotta fix this. That's it.
Absolutely. And on that note, wash your hands as much as you possibly can, but also like don't wash your hands to the point where they're gonna dry and then crack out. That's that's not a good thing to do. And also try to wear a mask and then see about I always like try to make sure that I don't have any shortness of breath by trying to hold my breath for 1 full minute. For 1 full minute, 60 seconds. I make it within 59.5. But that's how you know
Mhm.
you don't have any shortness of breath and there's nothing wrong with you. So always like do a few checks, like check if you're like having a high fever or you're having high blood pressure, headaches, are you feeling achy? Do you have like any rash of any form in an abnormal area, such as your toes? Like try to check those symptoms out. And I've actually read that off the symptoms list for COVID-19. And so it's better to take it seriously rather than to think that you're immune to it because nobody is immune to anything.
All right, like I'm in the house
No.
and I'm wearing a mask, and I still feel safe. But but yeah, like again, like I'm wearing this till the end of the episode just to prove a point. Hey, put your mask on.
Mhm.
So, but
I'm
yeah,
social distancing just to prove my point.
yeah, right, right. But anyway, like I want to close out pretty soon, and yeah, so we already know the situation with the election. We got a pyramid scheme on the right. We got a guy that's trying to do everything he can and yes, more support as he can on the left. So
Hmm.
what if like this is only a hypothetical exaggeration. I doubt this will ever happen in a million years.
Hmm.
But what if the election itself got canceled this year? Like I mean, nobody was able to vote. No electoral college votes were published or were voted in, and really no one was elected a president as president of the United States of America in 2020. What if that just
Let's not
happened?
answer that. Let's leave that on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But let's leave that for next episode for when we like to talk about our day-to-day experiences as young people, which will be coming soon.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that should be up for discussion too, because I mean,
Hmm.
like I saw a tweet the other day saying that, oh well, what if we just don't have a president for 2020 or for next or 2021? What if that happens? Nobody runs the country. And I thought about it. I was thinking, man, that would be crazy because
Will we
we've been
become
a we've been
new?
a country that relies so much on our leadership and our government that what if at some point that our government was on hiatus or on a sabbatical.
Yeah, but will
Like,
we become the new England? Will we become the new UK? I mean, that's a pretty interesting question. That's pretty deep.
yeah, because I don't think there's been a country that's ran without a leadership or like an organized leadership. I think like I don't know. You probably have to go to like some like small remote island that's a nation of its own, and you have to understand how their government works because again, like a lot of the major powerful countries in New York, not New York, countries in America,
Hmm.
they have a balanced and organized government,
Hmm.
and I feel like that's very you know that has to be a must or a priority for each country. I mean, a country could be established tomorrow, and the first thing that's going to be on like the colonizers' minds is, oh, so who should be president or how should our government be set up? That's the first thing they're going to be thinking about once they colonize that company or country.
Mhm.
Keep using this country, colonize that country.
I mean, it's practically ran as a company. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I just think if we don't have a president, then that's just going to feel odd. We're just going to be the odd man out as far as organized country. It'll just feel weird. But again, like yeah, we're definitely gonna leave that on the cliffhanger, and we'll talk that
Yes.
out for a later episode. But anyway, yeah, that's been the Real Deal Bros podcast for today. Bit of a we kind of covered most of everything that we had planned to talk about.
We
Nice.
tried to. And I want to apologize in advance for like all the unexpected interruptions. There's been quite a bit going on over here today. But yes, I'm Terrell Bird,
And I'm Philip Hall.
and we are the Real Deal Bros.
Yep. So yeah, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, another reminder: make sure to go check out our shop that we just opened up, Real Dealers Club. Follow us on Instagram, and we're also gonna be, I'll leave a link in the description for the website and for the storefront, so you guys can go check out the stuff that we got on sale. And yeah, everybody have a nice day, have a nice weekend, wear a mask, and as always, make sure
You
to keep it real.